Hi preschool teachers, happy Easter. I'm so excited that we get to celebrate that Jesus is alive with our littles this week. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play a game called Go Away and Come Back. And we're referring to when Jesus said he was going to go away, but he would come back. So that's why the game is called this. But you're going to take 3 cups, and it's the game where you put them on the table, and you put a cotton ball under the cup, one of the cups, and then you switch the cups around, slide them around, the 3 cups, and then the kids get to guess which one the cotton is under. So you could say, oh, nope, that one's empty, nobody's there. What about this one? There it is. The cotton ball came back to this cup, all right? So let's go away and come back. Then for our Bible story, this resurrection story has a lot of happy things in it, exciting things, but it also has a lot of sad things. So you're going to talk to your kids about making a sad face and a happy face, and then you can use this as you tell the story. The disciples were eating dinner with Jesus. They were all together, and that was so happy. And then Jesus said he was going to go away. And that made the disciples sad because they loved being with Jesus. But he also said that someday he would come back again, and they would see him again. And so then, of course, Jesus went to the garden, and he was arrested, and they put Jesus on the cross, and Jesus gave his perfect blood to take the punishment for our sin. If you read in your lesson plan, it doesn't talk about Jesus dying on the cross. It just says that Jesus died. But I think it's okay to talk about Jesus dying on the cross with preschoolers, as long as you don't make it too graphic. You just say Jesus gave his perfect blood to save us from the punishment of sin. And he did that so that we could have a friendship with him that starts right now when we put our trust in him and goes on forever and ever and ever in that wonderful place called heaven. And then after Jesus died on the cross, they took him down and they put him in the tomb, and Jesus was in that tomb for 3 days. And after 3 days, Mary and the others went to the tomb to see Jesus, and they rolled the stone back, and Jesus was gone. He wasn't in the tomb. And they were so sad. They cried because Jesus wasn't there. But an angel appeared to them, and he said, Jesus is not here. He is risen. Jesus is alive. And they were so happy that they got to see Jesus again, all right? So for our craft, you guys are going to make this little tomb, and you have, the kids can color this stone in the tomb, and then you have some glue dots. Glue dots work the best to stick it on this clothespin, and then they get to open it up, and it says Jesus is alive on the inside. So the tomb is empty, and Jesus is alive when you squeeze the clothespin. So that'll be their little tomb craft, and then after the craft, there's a game called Jesus is Alive Drive. And I played this with my kids at BSF, my preschoolers, and they loved it. So you're going to set up chairs like you're in a car or in an airplane, really, because it's kind of long probably. But they're all sitting, and they get to get in the car, and you go for a drive, and then you can pull over at the grocery store. You'll say, who could we tell at the grocery store that Jesus is alive? And they can say, oh, the cashier or the people working in produce. And then you just act out saying Jesus is alive, and then you get in the car and you go to preschool and you say Jesus is alive to your teacher or your friends, or you go to your cousin's house and say Jesus is alive, and you get to go driving in the car, all right? And then our verse for this week is Matthew 28:6. He is not here, for he has risen. Matthew 28:6. All right, this week there is not going to be puppets. The puppet team are all serving in other places, so there won't be puppets. But after Sunday school, when your kids get picked up, they are going to go down to the infant nursery, and they get to go in there, and we have a special surprise for them of a helium balloon and some Easter eggs and a cute little bag that they can fill up with the eggs. And there's a little tomb that the volunteers are making on Saturday, and it has a donut and an Oreo in front of it for the stone that's in front of the tomb. Super cute. So they'll get to get that with their family after service. If you have littles that have older siblings, they can go upstairs to pick up their older siblings, and the older siblings have the same exact thing in their hallway. So it doesn't matter if they go to the upstairs hallway or if they go down through the nursery, it's the same exact thing. They'll get a helium balloon, they'll get some Easter eggs, and they'll get their little donut too to celebrate Easter. So thank you so much for serving. As you guys know, our preschool area is growing. We had 121 kids on Sunday at church total, and it just is so exciting to see that growing, but we need some more volunteers. So if you know anybody who would be a great volunteer, maybe someone that's a friend of yours or someone in your home group or someone that you know, invite them to join the children's team. We would love to have some more volunteers so we can split up those infants and toddlers so that they can all have the great care that they need. So thank you so much for serving, and happy Easter.